Hello, students. Today we'll continue the second part of the story Bipin Choudhary's Lapse of Memory. In the first part, we came to know that Bipin Choudhary, someone asked him in office, his only problem was actually he was a lonely person, old fellow, no one in family. He was very simple fellow who only does know doing hard work and reading books. So someone meet with him in his office and asked about the episode of his visit to Ranchi. But exactly his memory tricked him and he could not recall anything about his trip to Ranchi. But he took it very seriously. So in the series he met with Parimal Ghosh, then he talked to Dinesh Mukherjee, and they both people told him the same thing. And even Dinesh Mukherjee's information was all correct, the same as it was told by Parimal Ghosh. But his information again made Bipin Babu more puzzled. So Bipin Babu, even in the lunch time, he realized that he couldn't possibly carry on the sitting at his desk and working, means he could not focus on his work. His mind was completely consumed by all these thoughts. Why he could not collect this idea that he went to Ranchi in 1958? He feels that he was in Kanpur, but other people say in that particular day or particular time he was in Ranchi. He took it very seriously. That was his only problem. What I could know about this episode. And he was very bothered now, as you can see in the text. This had never happened in the 25 years he had been with the firm in that industry where he works. And he had a reputation for being a very particular fellow there. So till now he had a reputation of being tireless, conscious worker, means very laborious worker, very sincere worker. But today his mind was in a big whirl, means in a confusion, in a great confusion his mind was today. So Bipin Babu believed that he had an excellent memory and he was working daily in his office and doing a responsible job there. He wondered how Parimal knew all intimate information about him. Parimal, I mean Parimal Ghosh, the person who met with him very first. Second, he talks to Dinesh Mukherjee. So in series he meets many people. Like there are two more people will come again in the course of story. So he wondered and he knew all details like his wife's death, his brother's insanity. Insanity means his brother gone mad. So, how he could know? But at the same time, he was sure that he was not in Ranchi but at his friend Haridas Bagchi's house in Kanpur during the puja. So, he could write to Haridas to confirm his visit. But Haridas had already left for Japan, so he could not write or go to Haridas to confirm his visit. Now, he found an inch long cut mark on his knee, but he couldn't recall when and where he had got the cut. Now, then Bipin Babu decided to go to Dinesh Mukherjee's house to confirm Parimal's claim. That what was Parimal Ghosh's claim? Was it true or not? But then he dropped the idea. Why must have dropped the idea? He left the idea so that otherwise Dinesh should think that uh, Bipin Babu has gone mad. Means he could not remember anything about his past event. So this idea actually feared him a lot. And then Bipin Babu did not did not go to visit to his friend Dinesh Mukherjee. And he soon forgot all about this Parimal and went to sleep. Next day, Bipin rang up Dinesh. Then he thought it would be better to call him than to go to his place. So he made a ring and confirm about this visit. So what was there? And he confirmed that if he was there in Ranchi, he felt that he had lost his memory and he has gone now. When Dinesh Mukherjee said that yes, of course he was in 1958 in that Ranchi place, that particular time or date, then Bipin Babu decided that his he is almost gone now, and he had lost his complete memory. He is almost in the verge of being mad. So this bothered him a serious. This bothered this serious fellow a lot, and his life was now filled with all confusion and chaos. Then after he took lunch, Chunilal Chuni Babu came to see him, and he was actually his schoolmate. He wondered how he had forgotten his visit to Ranchi, and he hadn't suffered any injury in the head. Means it is very common course that when someone gets injury on the head, he they lose their memory. But here, without any such injury in the head, how Bipin Babu lost, forgotten everything about his visit. And Chuni Babu was his old friend. He came to meet him, but this uh, Bipin Babu even did not bother to meet him. In part third of the story, Chuni Babu had been to his school and was requesting him for a job. He actually has come to request him for a job because Chuni Babu was suffering a very hard time. When Chuni Babu asked him what his last job was, Bipin told everything correct. That his and means Chunni's last job was in a travel agency. Chunni recalled that he himself had fixed up Bipin's railway booking to Ranchi and gone to station to see him off, to leave him. He left him without requesting for a job then, because Chunni Babu knew it very well that his friend means Bipin Babu was fighting up with a very complex situation. And even Bipin Babu was in his great confusion, so he could not put more stress and he could not ask about Chunni Babu's troubles. Now, Bipin Babu became very serious about this matter and he consulted a young physician, that is Paresh Chanda. So, let's see what was advised to him. Paresh Chanda suggested him a plan. What was that plan? The planning was to for Bipin Babu, that Bipin Babu should go to Ranchi once again, and definitely it was a very simple thing. It would help him a lot and might get back his lost memory. When he would go to that place again, we'll see the event, places, incidents. Definitely his memory will get back. Bipin Babu admitted this idea and Bipin Babu left for Ranchi the same evening. But in the fourth part, we would realize that. But in Ranchi again, unfortunately, I would say unfortunately, Bipin Babu realized that he had never been there before. Means even after going to that place, it did not help him anymore. That's why in very beginning I said sometime our memory really tricked us, and it but a serious thinking person may take it in some other way. So he didn't recognize any building or bazaar even. He left for Hudru Falls. There, two Gujarati gentlemen found Bipin lying unconscious beside a rock, and Bipin Babu must have fell down there again. And because he was fighting with his own thoughts, so he could not remember anything there. And some people found him somewhere left near some fall, and they found him beside a boulder means a big round stone. And when he came round, the first thing Bipin Babu said was, I am finished, there is no hope left. And Bipin Babu thought, he had really gone mad. That's why Bipin Babu thought that I am or he is almost finished, there's nothing in his life left, his mind has gone out of order. Bipin Babu returned to Calcutta and he received a letter, urgent and confidential. The letter was from his friend again, that is Chunni Lal. He said he was down on luck, means Chunilal facing a very evil luck those days, but he had written a novel which might bring him fortune. Means he came there for some favor, but Bipin Babu was fighting his own struggle. He did not focus anything on his problem, could not help him anymore, and he was not happy on this, means Bipin Babu, and he wrote an angry kind of letter to him, telling him that he was suffering of evil time, but now his book, written novel, might be published and might bring fortune for him. And suddenly, some good happened in Bipin Babu's life. You can see here in the image also. And Bipin Babu, okay. Now Bipin Babu came to know about his novel and all, and Bipin Babu's memory finally suddenly came back. He told Dr. Chanda that he had pain in the hip from a fall in Ranchi. Means this injury is again second time injury, I am telling you. And he asked the doctor to prescribe him some painkiller. Suddenly he remembers everything about his trip. A unique case, said Dr. Chanda, I shall certainly write about in medical journal. Means, if is it possible that someone forgets everything about one part of his life episode, and then after some time, after struggling a lot, you itself get it back. So that's why doctor says that Dr. Chanda came and Bipin Babu said, I am fine now. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Ranchi. As he got off, came back, he remembers everything. He himself said this. And doctor's reaction was that he would certainly write about this case in his medical journal. The reason why I sent for you, means Bipin Babu said, is that I have a pain in the hip. Means he injured the second time when he had a trip to Ranchi. He injured there and he had a pain. That's why he just asked him to prescribe some painkiller medicine. I hope you must have enjoyed this common but tricky story about Bipin Babu's, because Bipin Chaudhary's memory actually tricked him for the short while. And Bipin Babu's problem was he was a very serious fellow, taking everything very seriously. He was lonely fellow. His wife had died, and his ailments was the lapse of memory. And he clearly really forgot about what had happened. But Chunilal, who was his old friend, old schoolmate, he his role in the story is actually like a turning point. He was facing hard time and he was looking for a job. He called on Bipin with hope to get his help. But Bipin even refused to see him because Bipin Babu was fighting his own battle. So later Chunilal confirmed Bipin's visit to Ranchi and he recalled several instances in his support. But Bipin Babu was not even convinced. But a letter from Chunilal gave such a news that Bipin Babu became all right very immediately. The news was that Chunilal's novel had been accepted for publication and he would get a very handsome amount now and his hard time will be shattered away. So this jerk actually gave a good jerk in Bipin Babu's life and he recalled everything and he meets to his doctor. Finally the story ends with a very complete, good, happy ending that Bipin Babu recalls his memory his about his trip to Ranchi and he gets all right. I hope you must have enjoyed the story. Thank you. You are expected to do this NCRT exercise in your notebook as and the assignment will be given in next term. Thank you.